Imagine a time before WhatsApp owned your entire digital life. It's the mid 2010s. A homegrown app takes the country by storm. It reaches 100 million users. It is backed by the biggest tech investors on the planet, a true tech phenomenon. It achieves a staggering $1.4 billion valuation, officially becoming one of India's very first tech unicorns. They plastered their logo on billboards across Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore. They were India's answer to Silicon Valley. And then, they just vanished. If you ask the average person what happened, they'll give you a simple, lazy answer. Everyone just started using WhatsApp. But that is a myth. The truth is a deeply complex, brutal corporate tragedy. Hike didn't just lose a popularity contest. It committed software suicide. It collapsed under the weight of its own code. It was choked by its own investors. And it became accidental collateral damage in a ruthless war between India's most powerful billionaires. Today we look past the PR statements. We open up the hood to look at actual architecture of a $1.4 billion failure. To understand how an empire falls, you have to understand who built it. Hike was founded in 2012 by Kavin Bharti Mittal. If that last name sounds familiar, it should. Kavin is the son of Sunil Bharti Mittal, the billionaire founder of Airtel, one of India's largest telecom giants. Kavin was brilliant. He studied at Imperial College, practiced Zen Buddhism, and was obsessed with design. He didn't just want to build an app, he wanted to build an ecosystem. He looked at WhatsApp and thought it was boring. It was just a utility. Kavin wanted to build something with culture, and in the early days, his vision was an absolute masterpiece. Hike understood Indian teenagers better than anyone else. In 2013, Indian youth had a massive problem: privacy. They shared phones with their parents, or their parents constantly checked their devices. Hike invented hidden mode. With a secret password, you could make private chats completely vanish from the screen. It was a masterpiece. Teenagers loved the app. Then, there were the stickers. While WhatsApp gave basic smileys, Hike gave thousands of regional, highly localized stickers. It felt Indian. Slang from Delhi, rickshaw quotes from Mumbai. It understood the street. Hike spoke the language of a new generation. Back in 2014 and 2015, mobile data in India was incredibly expensive. People didn't leave their internet on 24/7s. You turned on your 3G, sent a message, and immediately turned it off to save your balance. Kavin Mittal's engineering team realized this was the biggest roadblock to growth. So, they built a moat. They created Hike Offline. Here's how it worked. If you sent a message to your friend on Hike, but their internet was turned off, Hike servers would automatically intercept the message, convert it into a standard SMS text, and send it to them for free. When they replied via text, it showed up back in your Hike chat. It was seamless. It was brilliant. You could chat with anyone, whether they had data or not. This single feature caused millions of downloads. By 2016, Hike had over 100 million registered users. They were so big that the giants of the tech world came knocking, and this is exactly where the poison was introduced into the company. In August 2016, Hike raised $175 million, led by Tencent, the creators of WeChat. Tencent is one of the most powerful technology companies in the world. They are the creators of WeChat, the super app of China. In China, you don't just use WeChat to text. You use it to pay your rent, order food, hail a taxi, play video games, and read the news. It is the entire internet inside one app. When Tencent gave Hike that massive check, it came with an invisible pressure. The investors looked at Kavin Mittal and essentially said, "You have 100 million users. Now, become the WeChat of India." They wanted to clone the Chinese success story in a market that was fundamentally different. This was the moment Hike stopped trying to be a messenger, and the company started committing software suicide. They launched Hike Wallet to compete with Paytm. They added blue packets, digital envelopes to send money to friends. They bolted on a news feed. They added live cricket scores. They integrated casual games. They even built an AI chatbot named Natasha. To the common man, this looks like a company giving you more value. But to a software engineer, this is a horror story. This is the silent killer of all tech companies. Technical bloat. Every new feature required more code, more memory, and more processing power. When you build a good application, it should be structured like Lego blocks. If a piece breaks or if it's too heavy, you just snap it off and swap it out. This is called modular architecture. But as Hike rushed to appease its investors and add all these new features, they melted the Legos together. The code became a giant, heavy, tangled knot. They had built a massive digital mansion, but the foundation was completely cracking. And worse, this massive mansion didn't fit in the pockets of their users. Remember Hike's target audience, Indian teenagers. In 2016, the average Indian was using a low-end Android phone with 8 GB of storage and a weak battery. By trying to be everything to everyone, Hike's app size exploded. While WhatsApp kept its app ruthlessly small, around 15 to 20 megabytes, Hike's updates were pushing 50, 60, sometimes 80 megabytes. It was heavy. It drained the battery. When an Indian teenager wanted to download a new Bollywood song or take some photos, they had to free up space. They looked at their phone. Were they going to delete WhatsApp, the clean fast app their parents and bosses used? No. They deleted the bloated battery-draining super app. Hike ignored the physical hardware reality of its own users. Even with a heavy app, Hike still had their secret weapon, the offline SMS feature. But in September 2016, a single speech changed the course of Indian history and sealed Hike's fate forever. Mukesh Ambani launched Reliance Jio. He didn't just introduce 4G, he practically gave it away for free. Overnight, the cost of internet data in India plummeted to near zero. Suddenly, 1.3 billion people were online. In a matter of months, Reliance Jio effectively deleted Hike's biggest engineering advantage. When data is free, nobody needs offline SMS tricks. They just need an app that opens fast and works every time. But this wasn't just a coincidence. This was a billionaire family war. Remember, Kavin Mittal is the son of the founder of Airtel. Mukesh Ambani didn't just crush Kavin's messaging app. He used Jio to wage an all-out, scorched earth war against his father's telecom empire at the exact same time. Hike was just collateral damage in a clash of titans. With their offline tech destroyed, Hike faced the brutal reality of the network effect. People don't use chat apps because they are fancy. They use them because everyone else is already there. Once Jio put everyone online, WhatsApp became the default infrastructure of India. Trapped burning cash on massive Amazon Web Services cloud bills and losing active users by the millions, Hike's investors demanded a pivot. In a desperate attempt to show growth, Hike abandoned its core users. During the 2020 pandemic, they pivoted to Hikeland, a mobile metaverse where digital avatars could watch YouTube videos together. The market rejected it entirely. Finally, in January 2021, Kavin Mittal made the announcement. The Messenger app was officially shut down. The billion-dollar chat app was dead, but the company wasn't. They took whatever money they had left and pivoted into the most lucrative controversial sector on the internet, real money gaming. They launched apps called Rush and Vibe. For a brief shining moment, it worked. Rush generated hundreds of millions in revenue. But in India, you aren't just fighting billionaires and the free market. You are fighting the government. In late 2025, the Indian government passed sweeping, brutal tax laws and regulations on real money gaming. Just like Jio wiped out their messaging trick 9 years earlier, a single government regulation wiped out their gaming revenue overnight. In September 2025, Kavin Bharti Mittal took to LinkedIn and announced the complete global shutdown of the company. After 13 years, millions in funding, and a $1.4 billion valuation, Hike was officially entirely dead. The remaining $4 million in the bank was quietly used to pay severance to the final employees. Hike is a tragedy of ambition. They built an app too heavy for the common man. They tried to copy a Chinese blueprint in an Indian market. They got caught in the crossfire of billionaires, and they let investors force them into a grave. They built a digital empire on a foundation of sand, and when the wind blew, it simply ceased to exist. Hike's collapse was a slow bleed that took over a decade. But what happens when a tech company almost destroys itself from the inside out in just 48 hours? I broke down the internal chaos, the system-level engineering failures, and the massive boardroom war that almost killed OpenAI. Click the video on your screen right now to see how the most powerful AI company in the world almost committed suicide. I'll see you there.